So in this video you will learn how to create a sanitary model. So to start, access the BIM project folder, models, sanitary, design model, and open this file which says tutorial sample with project template. So once the file is loaded, open this level 2 model. Before we proceed, we're just going to rename the files to be sanitary instead of it being cold water. So first I'm going to rename these files. Just select all of it and change this to be sanitary. Just minimize cold water and minimize this as well, just so that it's nice and neat with all the proper views we need on sanitary. And we're going to rename the sheet views as well. Once that is done, just open level 2 floor plan, double click to activate the view. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to change the view range so that we can see the pipes running low level of this level 2. So you can do that by pressing this button, view range, edit, and we're going to change the bottom and the view depth to be negative 1000, which is 1 meter deep. Press OK. So now the view depth has been reduced to be 1 meter below level 2. Now the next thing we're going to do is that we are going to copy the plumbing fixtures from the previous tutorial, which is the cold water tutorial, so that we don't have to put in the fittings again. So let's just open the cold water model first by accessing CW, design model, and let's just open this file which says tutorial sample with cold water design. Click ignore. So once the file is loaded, open level 2. You can see the plumbing fixtures here, so we're just going to select all of the plumbing fixtures, filter, and just to filter out the fixtures only, click OK, and Control C to copy the fittings. And we're going to go back to our sanitary model by pressing Control Tab again, and to paste the fittings, go to Modify, click on this drop down, and click on Align to Current View. Hence, we now have all those fittings in our model. So press this button to close the views which we don't want. And this button here, you can switch between our sanitary and cold water model. So select the cold water model, and let's just close it. Now the next thing we need to insert into our model are the floor traps, which was now copied over from the cold water model. So just access our BIM tutorial files, library, and under plumbing fixtures, you can see floor trap, and I'm just going to drag that in. Once that is loaded, we can see the floor trap here, so let's just place our floor traps. Escape twice to exit the modeling tool. So now we have our floor traps in our model. So now we can start modeling the pipes. So to model pipes, go to Systems, Pipe, and ensure that we are picking UPVC solid waste pipe socket, and you can start modeling. So let's just model a short length of pipe. Let's just model a short length of pipe. Ensure that the height is, let's say, about 500, and ensure that this is selected to be sanitary solid waste pipe. And let's see whether it appears. Okay, so once you model a pipe, the next pipe you model will be following this settings. So we're just going to delete this first. So select the first WC at the bottom, and we're going to model with this connector below, because the one further to the right is for the cold water inlet. So right click this and draw pipe. So click once and click another time here. Escape twice. So repeat that for the next 4 WCs and connect it to the main pipe. Okay, escape twice to exit modeling. Let's just change this to fine detail so that we can see the pipes like this. Okay, so to model the dropper, right click the end of the pipe, draw pipe, and I'm going to draw it somewhere here, and we're going to offset it down by 5 meters, and once you've done that, click on apply. You can see that the pipe has now been offsetted down. So to continue, let's just do a section box first, simply by selecting all of our fixtures and the pipes and clicking on this selection box. Hence we will get this 3D view. So the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to change this pipe all the way down to the dropper to be 160 diameter in size instead. So how you can do that is select the first fitting, just highlight this pipe, don't select it, press tab once, and you can see that from the elbow selection to where I'm highlighting, it will be fully highlighted. Left click to select that whole length. So once I've done that, I can change the diameter to be 160, and it's changed. So go back to the previous view by pressing Ctrl Tab. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to model the pipings for this 5 floor traps here by using the auto pipe routing tool. So select the 5 floor traps, click on create systems. Okay, make sure this is sanitary SWP, press OK. Click on generate layout. So go to settings, and we're going to change this to make sure that this is UPVC SWV, and the offset is at -500. Same thing with the branch. Okay. Next, we're going to place a base somewhere here, and make sure that the offset is at -500 as well, and our diameter is at 160. So go to solutions, cycle through the solution types until we see something like this. Click on finish. So now we have our pipe routing generated by the auto pipe routing tool. Next, we're going to model the piping for this last floor trap manually. So just select one of these pipes, right click and create similar, and the shortcut to this is CS on the hotkey. So example, I'm going to press escape twice again. If I want to model that with my hotkey, just select this pipe, sorry this pipe, and press CS, click here like this, so that now we have the pipe at the correct diameter and offset. So I'm going to select this 160 pipe and CS again, and I'm going to model one straight length of pipe like this. Escape twice. Now I'm going to use the extend tool, which is EX. Select this and connect these two pipes. Escape, and I'm going to delete this short length of pipe. Next, I'm going to model the urinal pipes to connect it to this main solid waste pipe connection. So select the urinal. Select the urinal. Right click on the inner connection, draw pipe. I'm just going to model it here like this. Small it out a bit. And do the same for the other two urinals. I'm going to use the trim tool to connect the two pipes like this. And now we're going to model the connection from here, drop and connect to this main pipe. So I'm going to CS, and before modeling the pipe, I'm going to set it as -500, and I'm going to click here once and click on this pipe. Hence, we now have that connection done. So if I go to my 3D view now, I can inspect it whether it's modeled the way I want it to be. Control tab. So next we're going to be connecting all the basins together. So draw a pipe, set the diameter at 40 and the offset at 500. So I'm going to select the bottom of the basin. I'm going to model the pipe. Escape. Sorry, the connection should be 32 instead of 40. So tab select this pipe and let's change it to 32. So 32 should be right. And just repeat that for the other 3 basins. Now I'm going to connect this to the floor trap. So we're going to model this as -500. Something like this. Don't connect the pipe to the floor trap, just model it as close as you can, like this. If you need to use the extend tool, you can, just select this line here and select on the pipe. So we have that connection done. Go to the 3D view again to inspect the model. And once you're done, Control Tab. Now to finish our modeling, we're just going to connect this pipe to our dropper. So before we can do that, we need to align these two pipes together. So I'm just going to draw a line using DL. This, select this, move it, make sure I'm selecting the middle portion. Over here, escape, delete. I'm going to draw a section. Double click the header, zoom in, use extend to connect these two pipes together. I'm just going to delete this section. So with that, we have our rough piping model almost done. So the next thing we're going to do is that we're going to convert the elbows underneath the floor traps to be gully traps. So let's just go to the 3D view first. So the ones which we want to convert are these elbows over here. So we're going to select, Control Select all of these elbows and click on this and type gully in the search and select the 110 times 82 gully. So once it has converted to the gully, Control Select these pipes and change it to 82. So we now have our gully traps. So just to be neater, I'm just going to select this length of first I'm going to click this elbow and click on the plus sign, and I'm going to select this bit of pipe and change this to be 160 as well. So now we have a proper connection for these floor traps. So we're going to do something similar to the last floor trap. Change it to a gully, select this pipe and change that to be 82. I'm going to change this whole length actually to be 82. So the last thing we're going to do is that we're going to slope all of the pipes underneath the slab. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to go to my 3D view and go to an angle like this. I'm going to select all of these pipes, but I'm going to exclude this pipe. Okay, so once I've selected all this, I can click on this slope button up here, and the fact that the arrow is at the very end of it shows that it will be the lowest point of this slope. So I'm going to change the slope value to be 1 to 100 and click on finish. So with that, you can see that if you click on any one of the pipe, the slope value has changed. So unfortunately, when you do this, some of the fittings will actually change. For example, you can see this one here. This barrack should have been an elbow, so you can actually change it back to be an elbow or a T like this. So you can do this by selecting this gully, click on the UPVC socket, and then click on the plus sign. And here as well. Just convert that to an elbow. so we're done with the modeling. So the last thing to do is to tag the pipes. So let's just go back to our floor plan by pressing Ctrl Tab. So you can tag the pipes the same way that you did for the cold water models by going to Annotate, Tag All. I'm going to select Plumbing Fixture and click OK. And for the pipes, you're going to use the normal tag tool. Shortcut for that is TG. I'm going to remove the leader and we can start tagging wherever we feel is necessary. Escape twice, and if you need to tag the dropper, use a text box. And we're gonna call this 160 diameter UPVC soil waste pipe to floor below. So I'm gonna drag this to make it 2 lines, escape twice, and just put it here. So with that, we have completed our tutorial on sanitary modeling, and with this you can proceed to the next tutorial.